Too close, bro.
Too close. Too close.
Humbled Under Him presents Mr. Chopping it up with the HuHmies.
Yeah. What up? What up?
Chop chop.
Chop City.
Oh man, we gonna go play some golf. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm not very good.
Had you ever played at all, like before we went on Sunday?
I went to Mark and Carissa from church.
Yeah.
He had what do you call it? Men's baby shower. So we just all hung out there while they were doing the baby shower.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so I hit the golf ball a couple times, but that was the only other time that was maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Word. Well, yeah, man. This will be fun because we're just gonna play a little small course.
It's a little humid too, bro.
Yeah, it is a little humid. It is gonna be warm out there. We're gonna be sweating a little bit.
Man, my arm was hurting, but I went to the gym too over the weekend. I ain't been in a while. My left arm was killing me. It was like stuck like this.
Oh yeah, from the golf.
I don't know if it's from the golf or going to the gym, but I was like, I can't even
both.
put my arm straight.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah, man, because you're trying to keep that arm straight so much and just rotate them shoulders.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. So golf tips coming.
Oh yeah, golf tips.
Golf tips
on the course. Golf tips on the way. Nah, legit though, it'll be fun because, like I said, it's a smaller course. Like it's a par 3 course basically. There's only 2 par 4s on the course, so that means like hole 1's like 110 yards, hole 2's like 170 yards, and then the next one is one of the long ones, and it's, when I say long, it's like 250. Like you could drive it to the green if you was. You know what I mean? If you're comfortable. Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna say I won't, but
I'm gonna owe you a lot of golf balls.
Nah. That's another good thing about this one. This little course is like in the middle of the 18, basically. So there is some water a little bit, but you can pretty much get to your ball no matter where you hit it. Yeah. So you're not gonna lose too many. You might hit your ball in somebody else's fairway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it can be a good like It's you got to take your humility with you on the golf course. Yes, for sure. Yeah, because everybody's out there. But here's the thing: you'll see somebody make a beautiful shot, and you'll think, "Oh man, this guy knows how to play." Man, you're over there doing your little thing. Next thing you know, you see him just duff one, and 3 fairways over. Like you just never know.
Yeah, man. But you got any plans for the 4th?
I don't. We're talking about
I'm working
at the neighborhood. They're gonna hit the pool.
Man, what was I gonna say? Chloe, this little bad kid.
Okay.
Man, what I did? She's like, take me over to my friend's house, and we're gonna hang out. And she's like, tells me the name and all her friends are there, and I'm like, okay, that's a boy's house. I'll drop you off, but you're gonna spend the night at her friend's house afterwards. All right. Oh, we got the little Life 360 app on the phone, and I'm like, y'all never left the little kid's house. Y'all stayed the night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. Well, then the next day she's over at a friend's house. I can see, and I'm like, okay. I'm about to tell her she needs to come home. She's like, well, I'm busy. So I see she's back over at the little boy's house. Man, I pull up over there, and the mama comes out. She's like, can I help you? I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I need my kid. She's like, oh, okay. Your Chloe's dead. All right. She's like, everything's cool. They're welcome to stay. This our little setup. The girls' rooms are over here. The boys' rooms are over here. They got the pool table. I'm over there like, I'm gonna go get my swimming trunks. I'll be back in like 15 minutes.
I'm coming to the hangout.
Hey, then she texts. She's like, so what's your wife's name? And give her phone number. She texts us name, phone number, email, birth date. So if we wanted to run a background check on her and everything, I was like,
Okay.
dang.
Well,
All right.
I mean,
still,
I guess the boy has a sister.
No.
Huh.
Yeah, it was weird.
Huh.
And I was like, man, this is like, I'm over here thinking, you had that one friend in school.
Is it for real a boy?
Yeah.
Or is it a girl that says
No. It's the Chloe's friend's boyfriend. Well, then I'm sitting there and I look over and there's another lady there.
Oh, it's not Chloe's
Boyfriend, no.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay,
it's her
okay.
friend's
That's why I was like, hold up.
Well, I look over
I
there.
mean, still hold up, but you know.
I look over and I'm like, you got to be the friend's mom because you look just like her. You look like an older version of the friend. She's like, yeah, we just be hanging out. Man, I don't know about that. Mm-hmm. No, now my kid 12. She thinks he just run the streets now. I'm like, no.
Nah.
Anyway.
I don't know, man. That does seem a little odd.
Yeah. I'm just like, 12?
Yeah, seems odd.
But I was more mad because, I had dropped her off. Well, she's been there with her friend. And I literally dropped her off with jogging pants, t-shirt, and like swim trunks, swimming suit, because it's a girl. I'm like, man, you got to at least come back here and get some clean underwear because you smell bad. You need to brush your teeth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Recharge for a minute.
Yeah.
Take a shower.
Yeah.
Out here looking like you're homeless. Golly. Anyway.
Yeah. Tough.
And
tough.
Then you're sitting there going, man, I never had this problem with my two older kids. Never. I had no problem. It's never an issue.
Well.
And this young one, boy, have kids when you're young is my advice to everybody. Because, man.
I said wait till you're 30.
Man, go on, knock that thing out.
I guess it depends. You know what I mean? Because, like, some people ain't ready, man. In the 20s, like, ain't ready. Like,
I mean, it's just like.
And then some people are going to, like, just make the change and just shift right away.
Yeah.
And some people ain't.
Well, I mean, you think about. Even when we play talk golf, it's me, you, the old boy, and Tristan. Tristan hanging out. Like, he one of us.
Yeah.
But really, he's my kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes he try to act like he one of us. Nah, bro, you're still the kid.
Yeah, for sure.
You're still the kid, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a different generation, too, though. Like, besides, like, when you have them, it's
Well, kids got contact with each other now all the time.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like
Texting,
it's so different.
Texting, FaceTiming,
I mean, anything, even like video game, anything, like you can meet up, talk.
We didn't have that. Like if you rode your bike, a mile down the street,
bro,
to see if your friend was home, he might not even be there.
Yeah, you had to go around looking for him to find out where they was at. But look, here's the thing, man. We had no idea we were in the beginning stages with the chat rooms, the AOL chat rooms, and you get kicked out for like talking shit, you know what I'm saying, or cursing.
Have you ever watched Westworld?
Westworld? Nah, I think I heard it, but I definitely ain't watched it.
Well, I guess because of COVID, nothing has been like 2 years since that season, but season 4 just started. Bro, it's like a simulation thing. Oh,
that ain't that one. No, I'm thinking I want to start watching that other show, Black Mirror or something like that.
I don't know if I heard that one.
Oh, bro. I had watched like one episode and heard about it before, and it was wild, bro. It was like these people at the end of their lives, they could either you could pass on and see what happens, or they send you off into this thing. Like, so basically you be like laid up in a coma, I guess, maybe, but you're in this little world, and your peoples could come visit you though. They could like come. I think it might have been illegal to do it, but I don't know. But they was like, people was putting these little things on their heads, and they was like coming into this little dream world so they could like be with their loved ones.
Yeah.
It was more to it than that, but it was pretty wild. It was a pretty wild idea.
Wow, in the simulation, bro.
Hey, well, listen, since we just flip-flopped, like we just, progressed into that, I was thinking about this because at my family reunion, one of my cousins, he was just, being kind of indifferent, you know what I mean? Saying that, man, I don't know, man, maybe the earth is flat, And I'm like, well, I was, I had to think about, I didn't really have to think about it. I know where I stand on it, but I just wanted to give it thought, though, like real thought,
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, and I'm like, all right, I mean, your first thought for me is like, well, what would be the point? Like, why would they lie about it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what difference would it make? If we'd have just from the beginning, somebody rode to the edge, was like, oh man, there's an edge, guys. We don't want to fall off. We'd be like, all right, man, stay away from the edge. You feel me? And that's like basically all we would do. Or some people would want to go to the edge. It'd be like, something you'd go see. So I don't really understand like what it would be. And then I seen some lady online, I think, commenting on something once that said something like about then there wouldn't, the difference would be like, now we see the universe and it's like infinite, and we think like, I don't know, it's a certain way of thinking. And then if it was just, we knew we were just in this bubble and that was all there was, then, maybe your mindset would be different. But I'm like, I don't know. That's here or there. I mean, it's just,
Well, it's just like if you ever go to Myrtle Beach, you go to the Atlantic Ocean and you look out into the water. You're like, yeah, it ends right there.
But it don't.
'Cause that's as far as you can see.
Right.
Yep, it's flat. It stops right there. You'll fall off there. And you don't know till you can just keep going.
Yeah, and then you just keep going till you get somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you would eventually come all the way back here. But here's the thing. I was thinking about
it's flat. That's why it flooded in Houston.
No, look, check it out. It's flat, right? Like this.
But it's not flat.
And they're saying, like, their thing is the sun revolves around us. That's what they're saying. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, how would we just,
We're upside down.
Right. So they're basically saying, first of all, check this out. If the sun must not have no heat at all, if that's the case, because it would be way closer to the people on the edges than it would these people. Otherwise, it would have to go straight up, go straight across, and come down. You know what I mean? Like the same distance from everywhere. You feel me? If it was flat. And then not only that, I've played video games, and I've talked to people and been like, oh man, I just got up, and this dude's like, man, I'm going to bed. It's daytime here. It's nighttime there. You know what that tells me? We're curved because I'm over here where the light's at. He's over here where the light's not getting to him. If it was flat, bro, it would just be like a shadow cast, and everybody would like the darkness time would, from each other would be way vastly closer. We wouldn't be so spread out.
But if we're flat, if the world was flat, how does the sun circle around it?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, basically, they would be saying we're in a bubble and it's fake.
It would have to go up and then stop and then come back.
Yeah. Or it would go down and go underneath us and come back up over here. And like.
But then you can dig a hole to the sun.
And here's my other thing. I've looked at the moon in a telescope. My own telescope.
Oh, you look at it in the sky and it's a circle.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's round, son.
You can't tell it's a sphere.
Yeah, you can look and see other stuff. It's round. I've seen the space station fly by, looking like a shooting star, just flying through the sky as a light. You know what I mean? Then I've seen it the next year come around and go the same angle, which, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's a little crazy to think that, and I just thought I'd put my 2 cents in about the sunlight thing. Like, if it's going like this, bro, and we're flat, I know there's terrains and whatnot, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, like I said, I've definitely known people where I'm like, it is light here, it is dark there.
Yeah.
So they have to be on the other side. It's just,
It's just like what's that guy's name?
I had another one though.
Chris Carter, the receiver, played for the Vikings, Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
He said he'd get up at 4:00 in the morning and work out because he knew Jerry Rice was in San Francisco and he was still asleep.
That's it though.
Because it was 2 in the morning.
Right. See?
So if it was flat, the sun would just be above everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. It's like by the time it got to this certain angle, even if it was right here for a minute, these people were just getting baked with light, first off. You know what I mean? They're just, caked in light. And these people aren't getting much light yet at all. By the time it got right up in here, everybody's got light. Mm-hmm. From here to here, everybody's lit up. You know what I'm saying? So what do they just pause it? They sit here and they pause it for a minute. They stop right here. Mm-hmm. Like how do they position it to where it's light for some and dark for others all at that same time? How do they do that? How do they pull that off? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. But then I had this thought. I was like, I need someone who's much smarter than me to explain why during the day. Yeah. Why during the day though we look up and the sky's blue? I know they say it's like reflection off the not just the water, but like because of how far the sun is as it goes around us. There's like that rainbow of light, mm-hmm. and that's the spectrum of light that we so happen to be in or whatnot, and it reflects off the water and the in the air. There's water and like almost like mist and clouds and all that, so it reflects off of that. Mm-hmm. So that's why we see blue instead of seeing the darkness of space. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's still going to be dark in space.
If the sun is so bright, it makes it light on Earth. Why is space dark?
Because that stuff's way further away than we know. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, bro, it's out there. Like, look how big the sun is when we see it compared to the little bitty twinkly stars we see at night.
Yeah.
Even if they're smaller than it, they ain't that much smaller, bro. I guess they could be, but I'm just saying they look like, even from our view, there could be 1,000 of those in one of the suns. Just from our angle. Mm. So that's how far away that stuff is. But I don't know. Maybe that stuff just takes so long. But I feel like, man, the stars should change too. Like when you see a shooting star. Like, where did that star come from, bro? And where did it go? Like, if it shot out, shouldn't the landscape of the stars be changing that we see every night? Like, how come I'm still seeing the Little Dipper and the Big Dipper and Orion?
The Big Dipper. Big Dipper.
And I just wondered if you have a powerful enough telescope during the day, can you see past? Can we see past the light and see into the darkness that's out there? And then there's other lights out there as well. Mm. But then I was thinking too, man, when I was thinking about that, I thought, well, if like that side of the hallway, like we had this really long hallway and we had a bright light on one end, eventually you'd get to a length enough to where it would be dark again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that light starts dying off a little at a time the further and further away you get from it. Mm-hmm. And so if you're right there in the light, it's hard. You can't see the darkness because of the light.
Even when you're driving, your headlights only go so far.
Right. See? So.
Mm-hmm. Science,
man.
Science,
you know
bro.
What I mean? Flat Earth.
Yeah.
Get at me. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, let me know. Like, what's the deal? Like, you got to come with some better evidence, man, on that flat Earth stuff. You gotta break me down.
I watched Pirates of the Caribbean. It just ended, and they went down.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then I get too, like, people are like, man, they won't even let us get to the poles. They won't let you go to the North Pole or South Pole. But I'm like, maybe it's just that dangerous, though.
It's covered in ice, ain't it?
That's what I mean. Like, it's all, like, the most treacherous area of ice. Mm. And so I get it. I would want to go there, too. But also, like, I think, man, like, we're on this axis. and the way the magnetic waves are, the field that comes out of the planet that really protects us from the solar flares of the sun, is like it peaks out of there. You know what I mean? Like that's where it starts, type of thing. Like it.
I mean, it's almost. I mean, when you talk about stuff like that, you believe what somebody else tells you.
Yeah, that's my point.
Because you never
that's
been.
the point that some of these other flat Earth people are saying. They're going, well, you just believe these people. Like I seen this one dude. He said, well, look, man, they faked the moon landing, and
They probably did, but yeah.
But look, but let's just say, you know, regardless, let's say they did, and he's saying, well, the people that faked the moon landing, you're believing what they're saying about all this stuff. I'm like, that's true. It's true. But I'm still not convinced about the flat earth with the sun going around. Like I said, I know people that where it's dark and it's light. You know, like, you got to break that down for me.
Like daylight savings time. Wow. You ever notice that?
Yeah. Well, they say it's because at the end of each year, it is actually 365 and a quarter of a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That it takes to go around the sun. So every fourth year, we add a day to make up for that quarter of a day.
Yeah, I don't know.
That we've shorted each year. I don't know how that works either, because what if we just added on 6 hours at the end of the year? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about New Year's? We just was like, man, we just go.
Like, who picked 24 hours a day?
Oh, and I guess really, though, that extra day just helps us keep into where we can, like, predict the seasons, really. Because if we left that day off, eventually, man, over time, the seasons would change.
But the groundhog tells you.
No, but you get what I'm saying, though. The months and the years and the months and the time, as we call it, the construct we have of time, how we measure it, you know what I mean?
Like, how do you know how old you are?
I mean, we're
You
honestly just going off of the amount of times we've went around the sun.
So not only are we spinning, but we're spinning around the sun, and we go around the sun.
Oh, we're spinning the sun. I don't know what the sun's doing.
So why aren't we dizzy?
Well, the sun is moving too. It's like, well, it's almost like, you know, when you in like a vehicle doing 70 miles an hour. You know, like when you take off, you might feel it. Like if you just punched it, you feel that I guess inertia or something. You know what I mean? But once you're doing the 70, you're not going. You know what I mean? You're not like holding on to the back of the car, like, oh shit. You know, you're smooth. You're just sitting there. You're just moving around like nothing. So it makes sense to me, that part of gravity.
Right. But I mean, even like what is it when you know, we're here in Tennessee, and Russia's gonna shoot a nuclear missile at us. So we're sitting here and we're looking, and we're like, man, Russia's kind of far.
Yeah.
But Russia's really close to Alaska.
Yeah. Well, if you believe the Earth's round.
It's just cut in half.
Yeah.
Russia's on both sides of it.
Right.
But still.
Yeah.
I
I mean, but here's the thing, man. It would take somebody really, really crazy. Like, we've already,
But if the Earth, if you're saying the Earth is a circle,
right.
it's flat. Because the circle's flat. It's
No,
a
it's a
sphere.
sphere.
Yeah. That's where people.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's where we got them confused. That's why they're going, it's flat. It's a flat circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Like, who invented the globe? You remember back in the day your teacher had the globe?
Well, here, this is what I check this out. I know this. There are people who fly planes.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who travel the world. They've used a globe, and they're able to get exactly where they're trying to go. I pretty much think that proves that it's round, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, just my thoughts, like people legit, like, yeah, NASA might lie about this people might lie about that, but it's a bunch of people flying planes, bro. Mm-hmm. And they get exactly where they're trying to go using the map of a globe.
Yeah.
So I think that should be the end of that right there.
I don't know why we
You
talking
feel
about
me?
the flat.
We was talking about something, man. We started off with it, and I was like, "Oh man, let's go ahead and get into it," because I was thinking about it earlier. But anyway, man, yeah, I'll be running into wild stuff, man. Especially like I've been messing around with the TikTok, you know, and I go in there and I'll just swipe through a couple things. I try to see something funny that I can send to my boy, you know what I mean, so he can do like little duets and whatnot. And I mean, you run into like, man, you want to talk about conspiracy theorists?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's some people just spouting off nonsense, like it's a dude on there just randomly. It's like artists and stuff. He's going, yeah, man. See, Illuminati, bro. See, just listen real careful, man. You know, this and that, and like and you can make it make sense. You can make it make sense, and who knows, man, really, when it comes to some of that stuff, because all of these words that we use are definitely symbols that we've agreed upon mean what we say they mean.
And did you watch Doctor Strange?
No.
Multiverse?
No, the new one.
Yeah.
I heard it wasn't real good, so we didn't watch it. Was it all right?
He goes to another universe in the multiverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're taking you to go talk to our leaders or whatever. He's like, who? He's like, the Illuminati. And it was like Professor X from like X-Men and somebody else. A girl, Captain America, but she was from like England. And I was like, what?
Well, here's the thing.
It don't make-
I believe, like, look, there could be some secret society stuff going on for
There
sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And people who are, well, here's the thing, in control. I say that with the quotations because nobody should be able to completely control your mind. You know what I mean? You need to be able to stop and think about it. You know what I mean? For yourself, and you know, and not let somebody else's, you know, those people who think they're in control because they control the money. Well, that means you're letting that control you. Mm-hmm. And I get it. It's like people are able to, those people, you know, in power in different places are able to manipulate things that can affect your life, you know, but we know that. So we have to figure out a way to not let that, you know, like consume you so much to be like angry. You know, you just got to adapt and move through your life a little differently. You know, because you got to think about this. Like, as much as that could be true, that people, you know, do all these things, you know, like they could affect your life that way, manipulate things and affect your life that way. Man, dang, I hate it when I lose it, man. You dropped that thing, kind of threw me off for a second. Dang, I can't even remember what I was saying.
Mind control.
Mind control.
They got the mind control.
Well, they have control over certain things. Oh, this is what I was going to say. All right. They may be corrupted. People may be corrupted, and they may have the ability to manipulate things that affects your life in a way that makes it difficult, let's say. But without all of that that's happened and conspired or transpired so far, we wouldn't be here right now with these digital cameras in this room, driving down these concrete roads, you know what I'm saying? Living this beautiful life we're living. You got a toilet in the bathroom. I mean, shower. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to, it wasn't that long ago, bro. Not even 100 years. We was out in the back in a hut, dropping it in a bucket or a hole in the ground. You feel me? So it's like, so you just have to live with that, because it was a day when we woke up and your job that day was to survive. Now your job of survival is like, what do you want to do with your life? How much money you want to make? What is it going to take, you know what I'm saying, for you to have everything you want, have the experiences that you want? That is your surviving now. Yeah. You know? And you know, so everybody got a choice. And then, you know, some people could be like, you know, of course you got oddballs, you got people out there that's homeless, man, schizophrenia, different things like that, and that's terrible. But unless you're gonna do something about it, then then why are we talking? Why are you going? Let's not talk about it. Then let's talk about your life and you know what I mean. Like everybody's basically focused on their own life, but then we all need each other at the same time for it to be this great. Because if we went off solo, forget about it, bro. There's no cell phones. We're not gonna be connected having internet. What? Like, come on, bro. We'd all be solo. We'd be with like our couple little people over here starting a fire and just being like, all right, man, you stay away with our little knives and shit and swords. Like, hey, man, y'all stay away from our little place, man. We done found a place where we can shade from the sun and the storm. We got a little heat. We can eat. And that's all we be doing. Mm-hmm. But together we make great stuff. And then like we're like picking little stuff and being mad at each other about just stuff that don't matter.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, unless you like, if it bothers you that much to complain about it, then do something about it. You know? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, don't complain. Just notice it and keep it pushing. Adapt the way you need to and keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that's real. Because otherwise, you wasting time. Like, you're going to sit there and like take up your time as, your time's valuable. You're going to take up your own time. Just sitting there like, oh, man, I can't believe, man, this over here, this over there. You could have just went and did something about it then.
Yeah.
And listen, I complain about things. Yeah. So I'm talking to myself, too, Yeah, I don't even know how we got here, but, Yeah, we dropping gems up in here.
Yeah. Don't speak unless you're a part of the solution.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're going to complain,
don't complain unless you got a way to fix it.
Right. Or at least you're going to try, to come up with something. Otherwise, just adapt, keep it pushing.
But it's kind of one of those, sometimes it ain't none of your business.
That's true. And sometimes, man, like, some people don't believe. But listen, God's ways aren't our ways. I've been reading Ezekiel every morning. And it's wild. Like a couple days ago, I was like, "Dang, man, this is kind of crazy." Man, I was like, "God's kind of, I don't know if I'm with this." I was like, "Man, it's kind of messed up." Then, as it transpires and starts breaking down, you're like, "Oh, hold on, okay." And it's like sometimes you don't understand something until it's like it's already passed. And that's the thing is like you don't need to understand everything. Like you only need to understand, like, I don't even know exactly what you just need to understand, but you don't need to understand everything. Yeah. Like we get caught up, I think, in ourselves of wanting to, I know me for sure, of wanting to understand everything. And I think for me, like I need to understand, like I made those acoustic panels. I needed to understand how to do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But unless I'm going to do something about the internet, I don't need to understand exactly how it works unless I plan on doing something with it. Kind of like that, but obviously deeper with stuff in your life. I was just trying to make a little bit of an analogy, I guess.
Yeah, it's like being at work and there's a policy, some dumb policy about something. Yeah. You can't do this or this, how we do that. And then something happens. Well, you broke policy. Well, that policy's stupid.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense to me. Right. But that's the way you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, and sometimes things need to change.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, think about, things can't be the same they were 2,000 years ago. Because if they were, again, none of this exists. Mm-hmm. We're sitting around talking to each other in a group around a fire. Like, for real. So it's like things have to change, and as they change, it's always like, like even scientists have noted that our brains are always looking for problems to solve, which is why we complain. Because our brains, like we're so comfortable, our minds are finding something to complain about. Well, they're trying to find a problem to solve, and people don't want to solve the problem. They're just thinking about it because they have free time. So therefore, you start complaining. That's why I'm saying. It ain't even worth it. It ain't worth your time. I'm not even trying to tell you to not complain or don't complain unless you're going to do something about it. What I'm really saying is don't waste your time.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do something about it, why waste your time? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is your complaining going to make a difference? I was told, man, worrying is like a rocking chair. It's something to do for a while, but it ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Yeah.
So
It's like complaining about your sports team and the coach or the quarterback.
that's what I'm saying. Unless you're gonna go down there and talk to those people or try out or do something, you know what I mean, to try to change it.
But if you weigh out your options, like, okay, we get rid of the quarterback. Is the next quarterback going to be better?
You don't know.
At least is the next quarterback going to be better in a couple of years? Or we should have just stuck with the guy we had. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like claustrophobic over here, and I moved the table down a little bit.
I don't know, man. It feels all right. I think it's just because, like, maybe the table could go back just a hair.
Just a little bit.
You know, I was like, it was cool. I thought maybe it was just because of the cameras, but I'm like, oh, no, we could get back over there a little bit. Where the cameras at. Get right off into space.
Yeah. Boom,
I'm
boom.
digging it. I'm digging it. And then, what
Hey, you don't have me playing golf?
It'll be fun, man. I mean, if you want to. I was just going for practice.
How long it take?
Man.
As long as it takes me to hit the ball in the hole?
Well, no, because, like, once you get so many shots, you just give up on the hole.
Oh, all right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I basically, like, triple bogey is the most you could actually score on the card.
Oh.
That means 3 shots over par.
Mm.
But,
like
I mean, bro, you'll do better.
I'm like 20.
You'll do better than what you think, man. Because I'll show you, man. It's not that hard. Once you, like, hit one, even though if it's off to the side, whatnot, once you get up so close, you're really just taking, like, a little wedge and you're trying to just barely tap it up there.
Tip tap.
You know? And then just try to tap it in with the putter.
And being at, like, Top Golf was fun. I didn't expect it to be so hot.
Oh, yeah, man. I thought it wasn't that bad, though.
I mean, dude, I was sweating.
Oh, yeah. It was warm, but it was a good little breeze coming through there.
Yeah.
They had the fans rolling. It was
nice. It was fun, though.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
But
I'd
that,
like
man,
to go back.
2 hours goes by fast.
It does go by pretty fast.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah. But I think 4 people is a good amount of people for the 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's perfect. 6 people might be too much. You definitely want. I could have definitely done 1 more hour or 2 with 4 people for about 3 hours.
I like trying to hang out. It's more like you're playing the game. But like you sit there hanging out and be like, dang, time went by fast.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
I was feeling the same way. I was like, man, I'm all amped up now. Like,
we sat in the parking lot talking for another 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah, easy. Hell, I needed that. I had a few beverages.
Yeah.
I was feeling good, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, yeah, man.
I was going to say something else.
The earth is not flat.
Mm-mm.
Do yourself a favor.
But if you think it's flat, guess what? That's what you think.
Yeah.
You're wrong, but
Hey, listen, I just broke it down for you, man. The globe and people traveling on it, and you got to explain the sun and why it could be daylight for somebody and dark for somebody else at the same time.
because there's 2 suns, bro.
Oh, it's 2 suns. No, it'd be half a sun.
Yeah.
It's only half a sun.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just flip-flop it. That's what it is, bro. Look, the sun is actually just sitting in one place, and we're on this thing, and we go, and it tilts up, and it tilts back down.
Yeah.
It tilts up, it tilts back down. You feel me?
So we're a cube.
I guess we'd be like a rectangle. Really, there's got to be some thickness to it.
We're like Minecraft.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're like a block,
Yeah.
or like a block with some texture on it.
We're like Minecraft.
Yeah, with a little texture.
A little texture.
Yeah, I like the texture.
Texture.
I mean, I get it though, because it's like, look, at the end of the day, the scientists really are just making guess. They're really going with guesstimations, and they're basing it off of what we understand from here, from our perspective. You know, from somewhere else in space.
That's the key perspective.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like from from a different point in space, things will be different. You know what I mean? Like you'll be a different distance from everything. The atmosphere, all these different things would be different. I mean, just to me, it's just obvious that it would be different.
And if you've never left the little town you from, you can't say nothing.
Oh man, definitely not, bro. If you've never flown, just get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, don't even tell me the Earth's flat, man. You're done. Your town is flat. You know what I'm saying?
Like when you're growing up as a kid and you see pictures of the Statue of Liberty, right?
Yeah.
You even see that, what's that, Liberty
Bell?
Insurance or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Liberty Biberty. Man,
it's my favorite one.
The Statue of Liberty is not close to that area. It's like green screened in or whatever.
Right.
But the Statue of Liberty is really not that big. It's not as big as you think it is.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't imagine it'd be that big anyway. Didn't they bring it over here on the water?
Yeah.
You know, like how big could it actually be?
And like Mount Rushmore, man, it's not big either, bro. I mean, you think it's just this huge,
like one of the faces is like the size of this side of the house,
like bigger. You know what I mean? No, not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, that's cool. I haven't seen that either, but I imagine Niagara Falls is pretty big, though.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls is probably...
It's pretty big, Canyon. But once you get there, it's kind of like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It's wild, man, but it's so much stuff here on the planet. It's like, I feel like, let the scientists look into space and figure stuff out. That's fine. But for us to, like, bicker amongst each other about it, like I said, when we're not doing anything about it, we're not looking in our telescopes, we're not jotting down information and feeding it to somebody so they can figure it out. So us bickering about it is just a waste of all of our times. Like there's so much going on here on the planet that we could just enjoy our lives and do the things that we enjoy doing, that would be a much better time spent.
No.
You know? But for some reason, we have this thing telling us, like, nah, man, we're going to change it. We're going to change the way this person thinks, and then they'll be like me, and they'll see the world like I see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And just because you don't see it the way I see it, no mean we're not friends or we're not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, too. Like, dude,
you know,
I definitely have things, even like, I'm sure, I can't think of something right now, but like between me and you, between me and Doughboy, that we definitely see things differently.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
But I'm not like, you know, like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, we have different upbringings. Like, even if there's a lot of things similar, there's things different, though. You know what I mean? There's nuances to everybody's life and what they went through that influences how they think and see the world. Mm-hmm. You know? And how they came to the point of where, well, I feel like this is a rule that's a hard rule. And then somebody else is like, well, I think that's a rule that can be broke sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, it just depends, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
I don't like you. My knees keep touching, bro.
I know, man. You know, what's funny is I was watching that Theo Von stand-up.
Yeah.
Seen it?
I don't know.
The one that was from last year, but I can't remember what it's called. Oh, Regular People.
I don't know. But yeah. I know who he is. He's funny.
Yeah, he was like, he said, man, we're all a little gay. So we've all been a little gay. You know what I mean? He was talking about silly stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but he was kind of saying like what I was saying now about like the science thing. Like, man, just be who you gonna be. Let people be who they gonna be, and we worried about like the small stuff. Really, like it don't really matter. Mm-mm. Like, you know, like whatever you gonna do, man, in your private time, man, just do that. You putting it in front of somebody's face is really egotistical, to be honest. It's kind of like what I said before. I don't know if I said it on here last week or not, but it's like, if it doesn't contribute to the community in some way, then it doesn't really matter. It only matters to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just being real. Like, you know, what can you do for the community? All right, well, that's what we need to know about, each of us. And, you know, we need to know what each of us can contribute. You know what I mean? And then we're like, okay, cool, that's cool, it's cool. But your private stuff, man, it shouldn't matter if two people don't like each other's private stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they can keep it private. That's why it's called private. That's why it's called personal, because it's personal.
Your person, the space.
Your personality. That's why it's called personality, because it's a person. It's personal. You know what I mean? It's not people. Not called communicality or communality. I don't know what you would call it. So, anyway, man, we just dropping knowledge on y'all, you know what I mean, from some just regular people. Just regular people that believe that the earth is round because people travel using the globe map. You know what I mean? Longitude and latitude.
Yeah.
It's 3-dimensional, you know. It's definitely, I guess maybe it's more than 3-dimensional. Maybe it's 4-dimensional. I don't know.
What's 4-dimensional?
I don't know, man. Like,
Are we? I think we are 4-dimensional.
we're, you know, that's what I'm saying, because you got up and down, left
Because
and
3D
right.
is still flat, but it's kind of raised a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't see on the other side
Right,
of it.
right.
Or
It's
hologrammed.
folded. Maybe it's just folded. Maybe it's a V.
We need more
I've
hologram
I've seen
Tupac.
people
That's what
sell
we need.
that they were saying like it was a cone. They were saying it was a cone instead. The world shaped like a cone. I'm like, bro, y'all wilding, like, for real. Because, like, what would really be the point? Like, why are we talking about this?
The cone?
Hey, listen, man. The earth is flat round.
Yeah.
Okay? It's flat round with texture. Or it's round flat with texture. Or it's textured
It's
flat
just
and
textured.
round. It's just, it's textured. You ain't ever gonna go see all of it anyway. What do you care?
Yeah.
You ain't even traveling to the North and South Pole. So what are we talking about?
They ain't
You
never
feel me?
looked.
You probably ain't even looked into a telescope to see into space, but you talking about it. And you talking about the Earth flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you probably couldn't even point to what direction am I pointing? Like, no matter where, you don't even know. You know what I'm
straight.
saying? Like, you could just, exactly. You talking about the Earth flat. Your brain's flat. You know what I mean?
Oh,
flat line.
Oh, flat brain.
So,
A zombie wouldn't even eat you, bro.
yeah. At the end of the day, man, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like, if we died and I found out the Earth was flat, I would be like, I would laugh. I'd be like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, God, you waited this long to tell me the Earth was flat. That's hilarious. What was the point in that? You know what I mean? And we just have a good laugh about it.
Kevin was right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, all 937 people that thought the Earth was flat was right, you know, like. But anyway, it's round.
All right, we out of here.
All right, man.
Boom.